So I've got some black beans that I've decided I want to, I should say I have a craving for some black beans. I've been sick for, golly, about 10 days now. And it finally got to where I have an appetite back. And for some reason, black beans is what came to mind. I wanted something with black beans. And when I think black beans, of course, I think sausage and I think okra and then I think corn and tomatoes and you know how that goes, and then rice. So I thought, oh, I'm sure we can put something together. So I have these black beans, and they're from 2009, as you can see. They're still perfectly good. So I cooked them for a few minutes in the pressure cooker. I rinsed them, and then I put them in here, and I brought them to a boil for just a few minutes, and then I let them sit there for about 20-30 minutes, and then I rinsed them. And then I put them back into the pot, covered them with just enough water, probably about 2 inches over the beans at that time, maybe 3 inches. And then I put a little bit of oil and salt in there, and I brought them up to temperature for the pressure cooker. I put the top on and everything, and I let it pressure cook for 10 minutes. And then I opened it up. And, well, I didn't open it up right away. Let me clarify that. I ran it under cool water to depressurize it. I didn't let it depressurize on its own. And then I opened it up. And then I had some smoked sausage. You can see that floating around in there. And I took half of that smoked sausage and I just kind of stir-fried it a little bit with some onions to kind of get all those flavors kind of worked into it. And the other half I just simply sliced and dropped in there like it was. And then I added in some corn, some tomatoes, and some okra. And you can add it, from a can. You can do it however you want. I just kind of mishmash with what I have. So I put that in there, and, then I put in some Slap Your Mama Hot. And I'll show you. I know I've shown it before, but this stuff is the greatest stuff ever. It is Slap Your Mama Hot, or Slap Your Mama. I call it Slap Your Mama Hot for some reason. I don't know, but it's Slap Your Mama. It's a Cajun seasoning, and it's made in Villa Platte, Louisiana. So that stuff is some great stuff. It's not real hot, I guess. Well, actually, they do have one that is hot, and I think it actually says hot on it. But this one is got lots and lots of flavor, and it is a little bit hot, but it's not like burn your mouth hot or anything. So then I went ahead and I threw in some red pepper flakes, and when I say some, I mean you'll see it's just floating around in there. I just kind of shake, and that's it for the seasoning right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pressure cook it for probably another 10 minutes, and then I'll depressurize it and check and see if it's the consistency I like. If not, I'll start it again, because I haven't made this one before, so kind of new territory. The great thing is I have some leftover rice from a couple of days ago, and so I don't know if I'll just warm up the rice and put it over there, or if in the end I'll just throw the rice in. So that's another thing. Like I said, I've never made this combination like this before, so it may be something I never want to make again, but then again, it may be something that we like, so let's see. Okay, so I've got the heat back on, and like I said, I'm going to get it to where my little weight is starting to rock gently, and I'm going to do it for about 10 minutes, and we'll see if that's the right consistency. I'll kind of take you along a little bit as we go. Okay, we've been rocking for about 7 minutes now, so in 3 minutes we'll put it in the sink, cool it down, and see what it needs from there. I will say this. I hope it tastes as good as it smells, because it's smelling mighty good right now. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. We're going to cool it down. Go. Depressurize. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to do this with one hand. Let's see. sure did. That's looking kind of good. All right, so let's see what we have for taste and consistency here. And if I had done this before, then I would know, because, you know, this is kind of taking the long route to have to depressurize it and then get it back up to pressure and depressurize it again. So, you know, but it's like if I decide to ever make this recipe again, because we do decide that we like it, well, then we won't have to do that again. I think I might like a few more minutes on those beans. It's been a total of 20 minutes pressure cooked on the beans. And they're tender, they're soft. But I think in this, and I'll show you, they're actually, it's just, in this, I think I'd like them a little softer than they are. Because you'll see, they're, you can smush them pretty easy. Yeah. Maybe only 5 more minutes. We'll see. But that slap your mama hot, that definitely blended in there real good. And then I think I'll throw that rice. I think I will throw that rice in. So it'll kind of absorb all that. I don't think that'll be the perfect ending. But I won't do that until right before dinner. And I'll just put it in there. Bring it up to a boil. I won't like pressure cook it or anything. Bring it up to a boil and turn it off and let it sit. Because the rice is already cooked. I just want it to get in there and kind of, it will definitely soak up some more. You know how like when you leave rice sitting, it'll get thick, but that's okay. We'll see how we like that. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to put this on a few more minutes, probably 5 minutes. And I didn't add any broth or anything like that in there because with the tomatoes and mostly the tomatoes and then just the water and then slap your mama hot, and then from the onions that I sauteed with the meat and that bunch and put that together, and then it all just kind of cooking together, it made its own broth. So I mean, it doesn't really take much, and you know, that's enough to feed us for several days. We'll have food for the weekend. We always like to have leftovers on Sunday, because on Sunday I don't prefer to cook because, you know, with church twice. So anyway, it just allows us to come home from church already have food that we can just warm up, and then before we go back to church have food that we can eat again so the guys aren't hungry. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Whoops, let's... Ended up being more like 6 minutes. And if you don't want to use all this water, it doesn't take that much water, but you just need enough to pour over and keep it cool. And you can always collect it on the bottom if you wanted to. But if you don't want to use all that water, then you could pressure cook it, say, for 5 minutes, and then let it go down by it, by its own accord. Let the pressure drop by its own accord. All right, so let's see what we have here. Too much stuff in the way here. All right. Oh yeah, see, I'm liking that a little better. A little bit of rice, and that'll be mighty fine. Oh yeah, definitely a little better there. Oops. Perfect. Yes. That extra 5 minutes was exactly what was needed. Kind of got everything together a little bit more. That is perfect. I think I will make this again. Not bad for a first time try. So if someone tries to tell you that when you store beans for past X number of years, because they put like these ridiculously short expiration dates on beans when you buy them, you know, dried. Like I said, you see, this is 2009, and those cook perfectly tender. So I don't know, and I've never had a problem with beans not wanting to cook, and they're just stored. There's a gasket on this bucket because it's from the bakery section. Had frosting or something in it, I don't know. But there's a gasket on it. But other than that, it's just in there with the bay leaf, and that's all. That's how it's been stored on the shelf in my pantry since 2009. And those beans cooked up just fine. Okay, so I've got the oven going for some biscuits. I just thought about it the last minute. Thought I'd make some cheese biscuits. And I just dumped in the leftover rice. And I'm going to, like I said, just bring it up to temperature so it gets up to pressure. And then I'm going to turn it off and let it go down. That's it. And I'll let you know when we get there. So this is what happened when I brought it up to temp. That little bit of rice, as you can see, expanded nice. Black beans are nice and soft, and everything should be ready to go. So I guess we'll let Ronnie taste test it and see how we like it.
This is good.
Is it good? All right. How you like them 7-year-old black beans?